yeye ni taxi consultant. She has something to share with us. Vitu vitano alivyojifunza tangu amegraduate. Life experience. Sasa we are all humans hapa ndani. Sijaona mzuka huko ndani. Okay? So whatever she's going to talk, I'm sure by one or another it'll touch. Ruth, this is the young entrepreneurs, Tanzanians who want to make changes in their lives. So they're here to listen to you. I'm sure they get something out of you. So feel free, whether you speak in English or in Swahili, but make sure you speak a bit louder because we are live on Facebook.
Okay.
And also post it on YouTube. Number one to my coffee.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, so as Alphonse has just said, my name is Ruth. So today, when he approached me the first time, and then he told me that I'll be speaking to entrepreneurs, by the way, I'm very impressed. I mean, someone who has an idea and actually they go ahead and do it, that is actually very impressive. So actually, I'm very honored to be standing in front of all of you and to have a chance to share the little bit that I have. Yeah. So when he came to me, then I was like, what am I going to talk about? So I figured, because he kind of mentioned that some people that have just graduated, even if you haven't graduated recently, but still there are some very valid lessons that I learned. As you may know, our system, our education system, it kind of teaches you one thing, and then once you finish, you find that the reality is actually different to what you were taught in school. So these are 5 things. So it's going to, I'm wishing to be a bit interactive so that we can all share, because I know we all have been there. So these are 5 things that I've learned since I graduated. And trust me, it was not like one lesson, because I had, as she had mentioned, the previous speaker has mentioned that you learn from your challenges, you learn from your failures and your successes. So these are 5 things that I've learned through the process. Yeah. So the first one is never to stop learning. So I know we are all doing something, or maybe some of us are still in school. Is anybody learning something at the moment? Anything? Maybe a book, maybe an entrepreneurship thing, maybe you're just learning something, yeah? So this is something that I've learned. There is no limit to education. The world is changing every day, yeah? So every single day new things are coming up, and the world is just evolving around all those things. So it's very important to never stop learning new things. Sio lazima iwe something intellectual. It can just be you learn a trade. Mimi hapa, I work as a tax consultant, but in my spare time, najifunza cherehani, because it's something that I find it's fantastic. And kama niliangalia nikasema, we don't have clothes that are actually made in Tanzania, do we? We don't have, apart from vitenge. But actually making clothes can be that hard. There's a lot of technology out there, so this can be an idea. Maybe someone can take it over. So yeah. So nobody's actually making. Hizi nguo tunavaa, most of them are imported. Yeah. So nikasema, how hard is it to make clothes? I'm sure people will wear clothing. Yeah. So nikasema, let me just teach myself a skill, something to do with my hands. So that's what I learned, and it's nice. Not only inapunguza stress, but it can also be the things that you learn over time. You can also transform them to become something economic, to bring you some sort of an income, or you can just help your community as well. Yeah. The second thing that I learned is to learn from your challenges. I know the previous speaker has spoken quite a bit about this one, so I won't talk so much about it. But so kuna msemo unasema kwamba when life gives you lemons, you should make lemonade, right? So you find from time to time you meet a challenge, yeah? But through that challenge, you're going to find, when you're trying to go through that particular challenge, you're going to think of, your brain actually expands. You're going to think of more innovative ways of doing things. So let me see if I can find one good example. So this is live, okay. So can anybody share one time when they overcame a challenge and then just realized, they just found out an instance where you met a challenge and you realize that there's actually more than one way of doing something? Anybody? Has anybody ever encountered such a situation? Yes. Yeah. Can you share? Yes.
work before, but then for some reasons I had to stop working and stay as a housewife. So during that time it was not really easy for me because I used to work and now staying at home, cooking 3 meals in a day was not easy. But then where I was, there was a group of people who were looking for someone to cook, not really to cook to the office, but cooking at home and bring food to the office. So I took that challenge and I started cooking and bring the food to the office. And so it kind of, I was a stay-at-home mom, but I could make money out of it too.
Yeah. So,
So I work hard, but you have done what you're entitled to learn.
it's very true. So how many of us are still staying at home? How many of us are still staying with our parents? Yeah. So for me, once I finished school, I was staying at home. So I had got my employment contract, so I was working, but I was still staying at home. And I can tell you guys, the entire time I was staying at home, I did not see my money. I did not, and I didn't have any bills. So this one time I was like, how comes I don't have any savings? I don't have bills to pay. I don't have investment, but I'm just spending, you see. So I decided to challenge myself. I was like, you know what? I'm moving out. So one day I just started preparing, and then I rented a place. And believe me, it's the same income, but now somehow I'm able to pay bills. I'm able to do savings, and I'm able to get a little bit to spend on myself. So for me, that was, so I actually challenged myself. That was a challenge. Of course, the first time that I moved out, you don't want to know. There were broken months that you find in the middle of the month, be like, where did all the money go? What am I going to do? But after some time, I realized that I needed to learn discipline. Yeah. So over the years now, I've actually learned that sometimes when you're staying at home, sometimes, not for everyone, I'm just saying sometimes, at least for me, yeah. So sometimes when you're staying at home, something about your mind, because of you're already used to that kind of life, you kind of get stuck. So you need to just jump and do something very crazy, and you'll swim, you're going to survive, yeah, yeah. So the third thing is networking. Actually, I'm very happy that we're actually here. So basically we're networking. We're getting to meet new people. So networking is very important, not only for the work part, but also on a personal level. So for me, I work an 8 to 5 job. Yeah. So most times you find the people I know, I don't make a lot of friends apart from work. So you find over time, your life becomes a bit routine, and you get to be a bit bored, yeah, because you're always doing the same thing. So it's very important to network. So not only will you increase your network of people that you know, and then in case you need anything, you always have someone that you can ask about something, yeah. So always keep on networking, because sometimes the right opportunity comes from knowing the right person at the right time. So I know a lot of things are advertised, but you can meet someone. For example, here, so the only few minutes that I've been sitting there, I've actually gotten something. So I know, unfortunately I did not bring my pen, but I know when I go back to the office, I'm going to get my pen, I'm going to write down my idea, and I'm going to list at least 3 things that I need to get that idea going. As you know, it's a new year, I need a new challenge, I just need to be working towards something, yeah? So always, when you meet new people, when you're meeting people who have a different view from your own view. I know in our heads, everybody's right in their own mind. Okay, when I sit here with my head, I'm like, but this is the right thing that I'm doing. But it's only when I go to somebody else and I discuss that idea, yeah, that's when I'm going to realize, actually, there's actually another way of opening that door without actually touching it. You get? Because we are all blessed with different views about life and things, yeah? So the fourth thing is to be courteous and well-groomed. So this is something that I notice most people don't really do. Yeah, most people are not polite. These are just those small things, like, for example, when you're opening a door, maybe there's a lot of us going out, and then I open the door. Actually, you're supposed to hold the door for someone behind you. Yeah, these are just these small things, small kindnesses you do to strangers that actually make, not only do they make you likable to network, yeah, but they make you feel good about yourself, yeah. Suppose that you meet somebody and somebody drops something and you stop to actually pick it up for them. Or maybe you see somebody elderly or just somebody and then you just let them pass before you know, those type of small things. So this also applies to when we are writing. You know, in this current world of this current age, we do a lot of communication either through our phones or through writing, like emails or messages, or maybe if you're doing an online business, you have to post. So it's very important to use proper grammar. Yeah, it's not. So let's say you have your own business and then you're trying to show your customers that, I'm going to use the example of that nice lady there, the one who's doing the food business. So suppose you have an order, you're doing corporate clients, and you want them to pay you top dollar for that. Yeah. So the best way you can ensure that these people have faith, they have trust in you, is to be sure that all your emails, all your messages, all your letters, whatever it is that you, even when you're speaking, you're using proper language. You don't use slang. Some people will judge you because of that. Also, I'm going to touch briefly on the grooming part. So it's always nice to be smart, irrespective of where you're going, because people judge you based on that. We are talking about networking here. You can go to a networking event, but someone cannot give you an opportunity or give you the time of their day simply because of the way you look. So get that haircut, get your hair done, make sure your nails are clean, have clean shoes, that type of thing. It's also very important. That's what I've learned. Because there are some places, I'm sure you have all experienced it, where you go to a restaurant, these big ones, and then because you're dressed a certain way or because you look a certain way, you may find that you don't get the same service as someone who walks in with a big suit and they, you know. So people judge. I know it shouldn't matter, but people actually judge you by the way you look. So it's very important to be very well groomed. So whatever you're doing, just be well groomed, be clean, and all that. So the fifth and last thing is to invest in yourself. So you should be very diligent and saving. I know it's important to spend. You can splurge all you want, but you should have a little bit that you set aside. Also, when I say invest in yourself, you should do something to benefit yourself, either mentally or physically. So if you feel like you need something to do physically, join a gym, pay for a gym. Go to a gym, or just invest. You can even invest time to go run somewhere, maybe when you want just somewhere, you can just, that's investing on your body. You can also invest in your mind, buy yourself some books, take a course, learn something, just keep your mind, invest in yourself. I know we all have responsibilities, we have families, we have all these people to take care of, but it's important at least to do something for yourself, to invest in yourself. Yep. So anybody want to share about investing in themselves? Anything? Something that you have done just for you, or something that you normally do just for yourself? Because life is not that serious. Yeah? Anybody? Okay. So I'm going to share. So after some time, I reached a point where I realized that my life is just 8 to 5. So I'll wake up in the morning, go to the office Monday to Friday, and then weekends I'll just be at home doing errands. So I got a bit bored. So after some time, I decided to find clubs. Yeah. So I joined 3 different clubs. I joined a book club. It's an all-ladies. Actually, it's very nice. It's called Moja, and it's an all-ladies book club. It works for me. Not only do I network, but you get to read some really, really nice books, which have really helped me. Then I joined a traveling club. So each month they have these trips in Tanzania. So it's a local tourism thing. So each month we go somewhere. I don't go every month, but I find a trip I like, I'll go depending on my timetable and everything. But so I go hiking and do those crazy things. And then I joined a food club. It's every month you go to a different restaurant, you eat, you meet people, just for, being relaxed. Yeah. So yeah, this one covers my next point about treating yourself. Yeah, you should always do that nice thing for yourself at least once in a while. It's going to make you happier. I know we all have businesses, I know we all have goals, I know we all have those things that keep us so serious every day because we have to achieve our goals. We need to be serious about those, but once in a while we need to do something that we genuinely enjoy. Yeah. So this one is very interesting. It says, every now and then, do something that scares you. Has anybody ever done something that scares you? Anybody? Skydiving. Yeah? Skydiving. You did skydiving? Oh, I've never. Okay. That's good. And how was it?
No, I didn't do it with my son.
You did? Oh, you did? You're going to do it?
I'm going to do it with my son.
Oh, this year?
Next year.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Anybody else? Ever done something crazy that scares you? Something that really, really scares you? Yeah? Yeah? You did?
Yeah, I did.
What did you do?
Trying to fast 21 days.
Oh no! Days and nights. Oh really? Was it was it a prayer thing? Very nice. That's good. Anyone else? No one? So, oh, there she is.
Yeah, it's crazy, but I went for the party primary nomination for constituent member of parliament. When I was 25, fresh from school, I had nothing and I was the second one. That was crazy, but
That's very good. Actually, it reminds me, I also did something like that back in college. I ran for vice president. I campaigned for 5 days. While the rest of the people, they had a whole month to campaign. I campaigned for 5 days and I came in third, I think. It was very scary and it was very empowering. Also, I'm scared of heights. Like if you take me up really high, I get so terrified. So what I decided to do, I decided to start hiking. You know how scary it is? It's in the bush, and then you just go really high. I did Magoroto, I did all these places. So you just in the bush, and then you're climbing all the way up there. It was very scary, but it was very empowering. Once I finished that thing, I felt like I can do anything. So these experiences, these scary experiences, they help you realize your own strength. Yeah, they help you to look within, because when you're up there in the bush, you cannot go back. You don't have anywhere else to go. Yeah, so the only way you have to go is forward. No one is going to take. If you're not careful, you're going to slide and fall down somewhere. Yeah, so you have to. The only way is forward. So it makes me realize like how strong I am, and it makes me know if I'm able to climb that, if I'm able to go up there, then I can definitely do anything I set my mind to do. So there's this person, he's called Robert Greene. He's an author. He wrote this book about, I think it's 33 Strategies of War. Very interesting book. So there's something that he said. You know that some old people, some ancient generals, when they are going to war, they would make sure that they keep their army in the death ground. What do I mean? Let's say if you're fighting somewhere and then there's a valley somewhere people can actually fall, somewhere dangerous ground, yeah? So he'll make sure when they're fighting their enemy, he makes sure his army is on that death side. Because those people will be scared falling back. So they're going to fight like crazy people. So there's something about the danger element. Also there's something I think about when the Spanish people were trying to conquer Aztec, I think. There's something about it. So the general saw that the Aztec people, I think the Aztecs are Mexican. So they are trying to conquer them. So alikuwa na majeshi yake hapo, wamefika with their ships. And then these people wakaanza kuogopa. The people there were very fierce. Wakaanza kuogopa, they were outnumbered. So what this general did, he burned the ships. He burned the ships. So once those people realized kwamba we have no other way of doing any hatuna jinsi ya kutoka hapa, we have to fight. They actually fought and won. Yeah.
Wow.
So it's the challenges. It's those crazy big things that you take that are going to make you fight. Once you know you don't have a backup plan, you're going to fight hard about it. Yeah, so that's it. Also, never let an opportunity pass you by. Ever. Don't wait a day, don't wait half an hour. When you see something that is an opportunity, you just have to go ahead and grab it. Yeah. So that's it. Does anybody have anything to share? Any question, any suggestion, anything?
No, later, then we'll give them a chance.
Oh, later.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Can we
Alright.
clap for her?
Thank you.